can see, I did not find my piece of cheese. However, I did find something quite great, I think. Oh, we're reviewing this movie? We really couldn't find anything else in this dusty old attic. Alright, well, let's get this over with, I guess. So the movie we'll be reviewing today is Guns Akimbo, starring Daniel Radcliffe. We also have Samara Weaving starring as Nix, who is the crazy Harley Quinn-esque character in this movie. And we also have Ned Dennehy starring as Richter, our main antagonist. So just to briefly summarize the movie. So Miles, Daniel Radcliffe's character in the movie, is a nerd. He works at a crappy app company, and he doesn't really love it so much. And at night, he has a whole different other persona. And by different persona, I mean a big troll. One night drunk, Miles decides to watch a deathmatch livestream known as Schism, where players essentially livestream fighting to the death, and people unfortunately enjoy watching this. During these tournaments, people favor their favorite player, and hope that the other player kills the opposing player. Now remember, Miles is drunk while he's watching this, so he proceeds to trash the live stream and proceeds to hate on the players who are enjoying this deathmatch game. So what happens? Of course, Miles gets his IP address on his computer hacked, he is found, and gets guns bolted to his hands by the Schism people who run the live stream. And thus our crazy movie begins, with Miles having guns bolted to his hands while Nix comes into his apartment and proceeds to start shooting it up. Now, Nix is promised by our antagonist Richter, if she is able to kill Miles, she is free from the Schism game forever. So as Miles is trying to get away from Nix as much as possible, he runs into and reconnects with his old girlfriend, Nova. Now, Nova gets involved with this whole Schism thing and she gets kidnapped and that whole scenario, blah blah blah, damsel in distress. So amongst this craziness, there's two cops also involved in this plot who are chasing after Miles and Nick's location. One cop in particular, it's heavily hinted throughout the movie, has a very, very close bond with Nix. It is also not subtly hinted that the other cop is working for Schism. And now it's time for my honesty on this movie. This movie was absolutely atrocious in a lot of ways. The thing that bothered me most about this movie is about how it heavily emphasizes how it wants to be an action film in the beginning with the opening with Schism, with the Battle of the Deathmatch stuff. But Daniel Radcliffe's character is running all movie. There is little to no action scenes with Daniel Radcliffe except towards the end of the movie. Another thing I didn't enjoy about this movie is about how predictable the plot is. Within the first half hour of the movie, you can kind of predict how Nix and the police officer are related, who's the bad guy, who portrays who. It kind of takes away the whole sitting on the edge of your seat aspect this film tried to do. But honestly, the absolute worst thing besides the predictable plot and no action scenes in this movie was the dialogue. I believe at one point in this movie, when Richter was trying to be funny and was about to get caught, he said he was going to poop in his pantaloons. Yeah, that's something. Honestly, Nix's character was very unnecessary in this movie as well. Besides the typical plot twist with her character, and probably shooting guns and adding a lot, and I mean a lot, of sexual jokes that wouldn't let up, her character wasn't needed. If the film had just focused on Daniel Radcliffe trying to save his girlfriend, fighting his way through Schism enemies in a video game-like fashion, with the typical cliche ending of getting the girl in the end, this movie probably would have been a lot better in retrospect. So, should you watch this movie? So if you're into the weird, warped perception of what Scott Pilgrim would have been if Tim Burton directed it, be my guest, but I highly don't recommend this one. So if I had to give it a cheese rating, I would give it sharp cheese. Because not everyone loves sharp cheese, but it's okay if you do. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. I'm just your fellow mouse who enjoys watching movies in your dusty old attic. Tune in next time.